Hiya and welcome back to Moonlight Castle. The game that teaches us that Russell, you and your no nipple having, zero dance skills having, Casper the friendly ghost worshipping, Pac-Man playing ass needs to get out of here. No ghost for you. So anyways, how's everyone's day? Let's just hop right in. Right there, I have a night 4 save. I yawn. Oh shit, I forgot to do a thing. Shit, I forgot to do a thing. You stubbed your toe. Oh no. Are you okay? That goes for you too, Amethyst. Are y'all okay? I yawned, feeling the fatigue creeping up on me yet again, and without anyone to help me, I didn't want to collapse again. Being back home gave me a sliver of relief. Oh, hiya. But being left all alone to the mercy of my thoughts didn't feel so great. I dragged myself toward the desk and put the recorder on top of it with my unsteady hand. No use delaying this now. I was upset. I couldn't believe Ryan would do something like that behind my back. It was time for me to set some boundaries. Like, I got it. We both know why he'd acted the way he did, and deep down I was still justifying him. I created this situation. I allowed Ryan to do this because I needed him to. And it was time for me to take it all back. Even if it left me vulnerable. I missed being a child. Not the toe fairy. What? What? All I had to worry about was which Crocodile Man issue I wanted to buy, begging Mom to get me the latest action figure, and then Ryan would show me his, compare it with mine, and proudly announce that we could fight bad guys together. We ended up doing many other things together, and I needed that at the time. Time was cruel. It was slowly tearing us apart, and I struggled to accept that. We would never go back to those days. Everything had changed. But we kept pretending they never did. I wasn't ready to have this conversation yet. And Ryan didn't look like he wanted to have it either. It might have been wrong of me, but I was okay with leaving this unresolved for now. Just for a day, I swear, then I'll do it. I wasn't running away. I was prioritizing Liam, the castle, and our mission. I didn't want to ruin it. The recorder stopped playing. I reached forward to check the cause and caught myself staring at the ring Liam gave me. It all started going downhill the night he gave me this thing. Ryan got crazy ideas in his head. This ring had to go. This seal had to go with it. That was the only way I knew to safely return this ring to Liam. But then I'd become a medium, according to him at least. I needed to learn more about being a medium. He made it sound like it was going to be life-changing. Not that my life could get much worse than it already was. Everyone would judge me for thinking that. I was given a scholarship, something so rare and difficult to achieve. It wasn't fair to all those people who would kill to be in my place right now. I didn't have the right to feel the way I did. Liam was right on one thing. This life was suffocating me. I couldn't let these thoughts slow me down. I'd finish this, get a decent job, then maybe this life would start feeling more like mine. The recorder clicked again under my hand. My phone began beeping, forcefully waking me up from the trance-like state I had entered earlier. A shiver ran down my spine as I reached out to grab it. Please, please don't be Ryan. Then I saw Liam's name displayed and wondered whether this was truly better.
Where are you right now?
Good evening to you as well. I'm about to leave.
I'll be waiting outside, so be quick.
I started to consider the idea of making new friends. I left the apartment and found him sitting on a nearby bench. He seemed to be fiddling with some kind of animal with fans attached to it. Was it some sort of toy? Liam was still holding that mischievous smile of his as he played with this dark object. He didn't notice me coming closer since his attention was completely taken by it. There was a remote sitting next to him, most likely to control whatever he was holding. What is that?
This is a toy I'm setting up for later.
Sorry, I meant, what are you going to do with it? He gave me a look, then motioned me away with his hand.
It's not for you. Relax.
That didn't solve the situation.
I I said that I wouldn't play tricks on you guys.
I see. The gremlin had already found the loophole.
I need this, okay? Nothing cheers me up more than a good prank.
I have my doubts.
I didn't come here to have you preach to me.
You're right. If you want to get into trouble, that's your prerogative. It's just that, well, you're burning all these bridges for a quick laugh.
Not if the target is a stranger.
I wasn't trying to help you find an alternative.
No, but I prefer this compromise.
I shouldn't waste my time talking to a wall. We should go. Let's talk on the way to Saffron's stash. Ah, shit. It was shocking how different everything looked when the moon was up in the sky. Sparkling neon signs and shining street lamps illuminated the streets, guiding people toward fancy diners and cafes. I glossed over Liam, who hadn't stopped meddling with that thing. Looked like a giant spider.
I stopped by my workplace to ask a few questions.
Your ghost hunting organization?
Actually, it's Paranormal Management Center, PM for short.
Wait, is that a real thing?
Why wouldn't it be?
Because that implies the authorities are aware ghosts exist.
Only a handful of people know. It's safer to keep the truth hidden.
But then...
There are already systems in place to monitor ghost activities. You just love getting me sidetracked, don't you?
It's interesting.
Anyways, I went looking around for more information on seals, because that's not my field.
So you can't undo my seal. A frown manifested in response to that.
You talked about this before. Don't touch your seal. We don't know why you have it and who gave it to you.
Yeah, but ever since yesterday night, I started feeling different. At least that was the moment I could feel it the most.
Your seal is trying to keep you away from your powers. Take it as only a tiny inconvenience.
I actually feel fainted, though.
You always look like you're on the verge of tipping over. I recommend eating food. Ever tried that?
Okay, one, fuck you, Liam. And two, that's actually a good idea. Yum, burger. I don't usually collapse if I skip a meal.
I heard you do that a lot.
I mean, I'll try to eat regularly, okay?
Medium is burned through a lot of energy. The same goes for your seal, so please do.
You still haven't told me what you discovered.
Yeah, I discovered that it is possible to seal someone else without their consent. But certain conditions must be fulfilled for that to work. The medium must be blood-related, apparently, so a close relative would be capable of sealing you.
What else?
A catalyst is needed, something the target is deeply connected to.
I avoided looking at it, but my hands were itching for me to grab it.
And they need to be stronger than their target. That one's easy if the target is a kid who can't remember it at all.
That's crazy. I would have noticed it.
With your seal deafening your senses? No way.
So, who did? Was it my mom? I never thought of her as a ghostbuster.
You've got two parents, not one.
I don't know what to say. I've never met my father.
Do you know his name?
Not at all.
You should consider digging up your family history then. Find what happened first.
I was speechless. Was my family involved in this? Maybe mom didn't know either. Oh my god, thank you for the raid, Axel. Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. Theory time. Theory time. Hiya. Theory time. Game theory. Mr. Fridge is the father to Joel. But that's just a theory. A game theory. Please don't sue me. I can't afford it. Mr. Fridge is... I mean, it makes sense. Think about the evidence. Mr. Fridge and Mr. Fridge Jr. Think about the evidence. Think about the... You're not Matt Pat. Oh, is gonna be a Mr. Fridge in the future? Sad. Right? Maybe mom didn't know either. Maybe my dad left because of me. I shouldn't think that. I don't know the real reason yet. The simple solution would be to ask mom.
You could do that tomorrow while I work to solve that stupid issue for Clyde.
About that.
We'll be exploring together tonight. I want you to see with your own eyes what being a medium really is. No regrets afterwards, okay?
We reached Saffron's stash. I could vaguely make out some shapes through the glass doors, but I wasn't paying attention to what was happening in there. Blake, Dylan, and Patrice were all gathered around Clyde as he held a beer in his hand, looking a little uncomfortable. Yeah. Yeah, we did. But we haven't seen Liam die. This will be the last time we see someone die, I hope. Looking a little uncomfortable. The smell of alcohol was already soaking the air, and as much as I wanted to blame the tiger for that, everyone seemed to be drinking tonight. Drink, 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 drink! I quickly got a picture of the situation as I watched Patrice sharing his terrible habits with an innocent target who clearly didn't have the energy to fight back. Evening. He turned to me for a few moments just to acknowledge my presence, then resumed their peer pressure tactics onto the dragon. I'm a little hesitant, I admit. I've seen what happens to people who drink, and that alone had always pushed me away from trying. Yeah, beers sure are scary. Dylan chuckled in a mocking tone. Patrice instead gasped and scooched closer, his eyes sparkling with excitement. I knew it! Holy shit, I know it! You've never had a beer before! You have nothing to worry about, Clyde. You won't feel anything with just one cup. Blake was the only one trying to ease his worries. Get food and water afterwards, and it'll be like you've never had beer at all. Come on, there's no need to coddle him. He's a big boy. One beer isn't going to knock him out. Why do you sound disappointed? I wanted to warn him about the bitterness of the first drink, but I worried that he'd give up trying. What's gonna be then? Are you giving up? It's a beer for fuck's sake. I'm drinking it if he doesn't. I will give it a try. It'd be rude of me to turn it down when someone else bought it for me. Clyde brought the cup closer and gave it a little sniff, and I saw his whiskers twirl around as he did. Don't put your tongue in. Sips only. The dragon felt called out and went for the big sip instead. There it is! His eyes widened the moment his taste buds registered the flavor. Why is it so bitter? I couldn't taste anything except full acidity. Patrice chuckled, rewarded by seeing the dragon's disappointment. It's an acquired taste. You will taste other flavors when you try again. That's strange to me. Doesn't that mean it's not good if you have to get used to it? He was so right. At least coffee was useful. Beer did nothing but slap you in the face. What surprises me the most right now is seeing you here. What changed your mind exactly? My therapist thinks it's a good opportunity to test myself and see how far I've come. So he's planning to get himself drunk to run away from the issue. I didn't say that. It didn't sound like he was lying, but after hearing Liam's confession, I wouldn't have expected anyone to change his mind. Only Liam and Russell. Fuck! Only Liam and Ryan are still missing. Did you hear anything from them? What are you talking about? Liam is right. I turned around, confident that he had walked in with me. Here? That gremlin tricked me again, didn't he? I hurried outside, hoping to catch that idiot before it was too late, but I couldn't see him. He must be hiding somewhere. Heard a rustle from the side of the building, and upon closer inspection, I saw a shadow moving around the corner. That's it! Russell was inside earlier, sweeping the floor, so it couldn't have been him. Before I could do anything else, Liam's drone took off from the alley and flew towards the street. I did have the time to stop him. He was the kind of guy who wanted the perfect target to harass. But I was thinking about our earlier conversation and slowed down instead. Was I supposed to interfere? I could let him get away with it once and then chime in. Are you stopping him or not? Hearing his voice sent a shiver down my spine. There was a certain aggressiveness to it. He wasn't genuinely asking me. Your face! It's just a cut. Okay, what are we gonna do? Are we gonna stop Liam or let him? Sad Bo. Ryan, my beloved! Yeah, we gotta. I decided to stand still and watch. The drone flew upward and hit on top of the sign that Russell put up in hopes of attracting more clients. It's been a tough day for everyone, not just you. I focused my sight underneath the sign towards the road. Someone was about to be our lucky winner. Is this your way of helping him change? Change takes time. You can't get rid of habits easily, only modify them. Feels like you're just letting him get away with it. Why don't you just shut up for once? I've decided to let people take accountability for their choices. Forcing others to do what I want is meaningless. The drone's engine booted up again, and ready to descend onto an oblivious passerby who was unfortunate enough to walk under the sign. It's pointless to do the right thing if they don't understand why. The poor guy freaked out as predicted and ran away toward the main road. I might be feeling a tiny bit evil myself. The drone chased him for a while until the guy had enough and swatted it to the ground. I can't watch this. Nobody was forcing you to. Then, to our surprise, the stranger's face lit up as he poked the drone again. Liam drove it away while we watched the stranger laugh about the whole thing. Whatever. That was an unusual response to a prank. Liam, now that he had his fill, recovered his toy and walked back into Saffron's stash. He looked much happier now, but avoided eye contact and didn't say anything to us. We need to talk. Right now, when we're alone, that would be ideal. I say we should go somewhere, just like old times. It's your pick. We've had that conversation on hold for too long, yeah? I think so too. You've been my side for my whole life. Giving you the opportunity to explain and apologize was something I couldn't take away from you. I owed you a second chance, just like I'm giving Liam one. Ryan walked in first and I followed behind. Everyone gathered around the bear to ask about his bandage, so I went ahead and seated myself at the counter.
What do you think of Ryan?
In what way exactly?
Did he look strange to you?
He seems distant, so maybe he figured out you told me what happened between you two. Why do you ask me that?
I'm worried about the curse taking advantage of unstable people, that's all.
He'll be fine. After all, you're not pairing up with him tonight.
I hope you're right.
Liam gathered 4 bags on the counter, and as he dug through them, everyone joined around him to watch.
As you can see, I've prepared 4 bags, one for each pair.
Ryan reached inside one of the bags and took out a knife. Why did you give us weapons? I'm not doing any fighting.
That's fine, I won't let you do the fun part anyway.
I
Hate!
the sound of that.
It depends on how powerful the curse is. You have nothing to worry about anyway. I intend to make a path to a safe place for you all the first thing we get inside.
Liam handed each of us a small notebook. Ghosts hunting for dummies?
It's a quick guide on what to do when dealing with the ghost.
Did he write it himself?
Do you want me to quickly go through it?
I opened my copy, then everyone else slowly did the same. The first 2 pages showed us an unfinished map of the castle. There were scribbles all over the place depicting possible pathways and room positions. It looks accurate.
There's a basement, right after the library. Don't go there, it's dangerous.
An indoor greenhouse. What a strange location. Are you sure this is correct? Russell, shut the fuck up. I saw it myself. There's no mistake. I will take a guess and say Dylan saw it too.
I did. I was the one cutting a path through the vines.
I'd like to see it. The map was surprisingly useful. It helped us share information faster than I expected. Liam flipped to the next page, a page about ghosts and what to do if one appeared.
I wanted to make a little drawing here, but I'm not good at it.
I went ahead to read some of the text for myself, but there wasn't much to find. Red ghosts run or hide, blue ghost ignore. Why is that? Aren't they supposed to be transparent? I thought ghosts were white. That is, if they ever existed to begin with. Russell, shut the fuck up!
If they're cursed, their color changes.
Is that it? No explanation given? I did want to know the difference, as crazy as it sounded. Colors meant something?
It's for dummies, remember? I gave you the simplest version possible, but if you care to learn more, I did explain more at the end. I needed to make sure the most important things were in front.
I could check it out later then. Be respectful of your surroundings. Don't make noise, don't break anything, and take it slow. Patrice read another line, unimpressed. This sounds like a school trip. Joel compared it to a museum and you're giving it the same vibe.
You could find traps. I'd recommend running only if there's no other option available.
I suppose that makes a little sense. The floor didn't look stable. I'd rather not see anyone falling through. Another page showed 2 rings. They looked exactly the same, only the stone in each was different.
My sister is most likely wearing this ring here.
Liam pointed at the blue ring in the picture. I feel like I've seen this red ring somewhere before. Ryan was the first to look at my hand and the whole group followed him. Yes, Liam gave me his ring. And no, that doesn't mean anything. Ryan faced the other way and Patrice was darting his gaze between me and Liam and the bear. Here, try taking it off my finger. Patrice reluctantly obliged, believing it to be a joke or something, so he gently pulled only for his expression to shift and try harder. What in the world? Should I give you some soap? It wouldn't work.
For fuck's sake, can we continue?
Anyway, there's a picture of my sister and me you can look at.
He also included a picture of them together, but I guess she'd most likely be unrecognizable. Can I ask a question regarding this thing right here? Clyde brought us back to the map, addressing one of the handwritten notes Liam added. Something called a safe room followed by multiple question marks.
It's technically a clean space free of ghosts that we could use to rest and recharge.
I see. And why is it written like that?
I'm not sure where it could be. That's why you see those question marks.
I have something important to say.
Yes?
Let's say I found your sister. What do you want me to do afterwards?
You leave her where she is, wait for me in the safe room, and I'll do the rest.
Alright, I get the gist of things now. He does? I still find this to be insane. Hopefully I'm not the one who finds her.
I also read some more hypothetical scenarios you guys can read while Ryan drives us back to the castle.
He walked in my direction and handed me a similar looking bag to the one I saw yesterday. I didn't exactly register the situation properly and just took it off his hands, only for the bag to drag me down with its weight. Why is it so heavy?
Okay, I'll be the one in charge of carrying my equipment. You would know what to do with it.
Are we going to split again like yesterday?
For sure, but if that doesn't reassure you guys, I'll take a look around first to double check whether it's safe.
Silence. We didn't say anything. It was a lot to take in considering how much we'd heard already today. I wouldn't blame anyone if they ever decided to step away now that we were about to leave. That is... If anyone believed what he had told us, it felt as though we were passively taking it all in without actually understanding the situation. I was strangely drawn to the castle, and I didn't understand why. Was everyone else experiencing this feeling too? Time to depart, correct? Clyde took a deep breath, clutching his bag closer to his chest. I'm supposed to return this book tonight. That means I can't run away from this. You mean that bloody book? It's not blood, it's not blood, it's not blood! What are we talking about again? Clyde unzipped his bag and showed the group his cursed book. I was referring to this. He quickly dropped it back inside. Sometimes it gets warmer while I'm holding it. It's so uncomfortable. Stop that already! Now you can tell like the book is alive! Why did my voice do that? You were holding it against your body the whole time, so obviously it wouldn't stay cold.
Explain the words appearing on their own, then.
You can easily make that trick work with temperature. I'm sure you're the one holding the book when it happened.
You're annoying because it's a good comeback, but you're wrong. I can't make the entire page turn red so easily.
I told you that the only way for me to believe in your claims is by seeing it with my own eyes.
I'm growing more excited to prove you wrong than perform my job.
Of course, I'll prepare to close the shop. Please wait for me outside. That's my cue to get a cigarette in before the car trip. Russell and Blake left, then we all split to do our own thing before settling down in the car.
I'm going to pack our things. Dylan!
Just say you want me to do it.
The crocodile scoffed and hurried out after him. Patrice seemed to be having second thoughts, and honestly, I didn't judge him for it. Have you changed your mind, Patrice? Yes. No, I should go.
That's so stressful for me.
Nobody's forcing you to be here.
I said I'd do it. It's for my own good. I need to see this through to the end.
Okay, hear me out. Liam mentioned this safe room that is supposed to shelter you from all dangers we might find on this journey. You can test yourself, see how you fare, and if things don't work out, we can rest there and wait for the group to come pick us up. Are we sure this safe room is actually safe? How do we know that? I opened the book Liam gave us and shuffled through the pages, mostly looking toward the back where he claimed the flavor text would be. Found it. We all scooched closer to read what the book said about the safe rooms. Safe rooms are special rooms that ghosts are forbidden from entering because of the sentimental value they hold. Important memories once played out in that space, and in order to preserve them, the curse subconsciously protects the room from corruption. Yep, this is straight out of a video game. Does this convince you? It makes me feel stupid, but I do feel calmer now. Can I ask you something, Patrice? We should continue this conversation outside. I see Russell glaring at us through the door. Russell can go fuck himself. We walked out and saw Blake leaning against a pole, smoking his cigarette while staring at the moon. A small puff of smoke came out of his mouth and rose up into the sky after he inhaled the fumes. I take it that we're going? Almost. Russell's still inside. So, Patrice, is there another reason why you decided to join us? I wasn't sure at first, but when you forced yourself to continue after hearing about the book, it got me thinking that you have ulterior motives. Good observation skills. I can confirm that you're right. Blake, who had just finished smoking, approached us after listening to our conversation. Guys, wait. Patrice stopped Ryan from speaking on his behalf and crossed his arms. True, there is more to my story. He sighed, carefully thinking about his next words. I'm not hiding it on purpose. I was just respecting Liam's sister's wishes, and I suppose her brother too. That last part felt forced. He seemed to care more about her than Liam. Have you noticed how he stopped using her name altogether? It must bother him so much that Liam doesn't want to say anything about her. Am I to understand that you've met her before? Patrice could have lied his way out of that, but the moment his eyes widened, he gave it away. Shoot, you guys are too smart for me. Can we at least stop here? I'd like to share, but not right now. Blake and I had really pieced it together quite nicely. I understand, and it would be nice of you to respect his boundaries. We're going to keep this between us, right? I wanted to know, but I shouldn't say that out loud. This sounds like a personal matter rather than information related to this search. We don't need to know more. Thanks, I'll see what I can do and talk to Liam first. I want to check how he feels about it. Dylan started honking, giving us an absolutely unnecessary scare.
I want to leave.
He continued to honk the horn, and he most likely wouldn't stop until we joined him. I pinched the bridge of my nose, annoyed. We had been needing some noise. That's what I prevented last time. I'll get him away from the driver's seat. Ryan rushed toward the car, and I followed after him. Why do I keep fucking yawning? I don't appreciate being tired, body. I don't appreciate it. The two were pushing against each other, trying to take control over the seat, and it surprised me how much Ryan struggled to get the upper hand. Dylan must have been really tough considering he easily overpowered Patrice. I would never want to be on his bad side. We're here, we're here! We followed Ryan to the car and managed to pull Dylan out in those seconds of hesitation from arriving, and so the squabble ended. Everyone's seated. You can drive now. I felt uncomfortable sitting next to Ryan, but doing otherwise would raise questions, and I didn't want to drag my personal affairs into the group. I wanted to keep up appearances for now, and wait for a better time. Liam told you, didn't he? This isn't the time to have this conversation. I just wanted to make sure. It was disappointing to learn that he'd be down to pretend it never happened. Is everything alright between you two? There's this tension in the air. Don't worry about it. We're just tired and Liam's been stressing Joel a lot. You know how he is. I guess. Come on, Joel, tell him. Yeah, it's been a day for sure. Tell you what, go ahead and find some more info about these ghosts. We've got nothing to do while I'm driving. Good save. I spent some time reading and discovered generic ghost trivia that personally didn't convince me, but it was interesting nonetheless. He was creative at least. Wanted to hear about the colors. Does it say why some are blue and others are red? That reminded me, I also wanted to check that out. I skimmed through the pages and found the flavor text I was looking for. The book says that red ghosts are evil, vengeful, and can't distinguish friend from foe. It's best to avoid them or entirely repay the consequences. Well, that wasn't so bad. I understood that perfectly, making it too complicated my ass. Blue ones instead don't care about you and can be approached with caution. It's recommended to avoid confrontation regardless. I'd love to chat with a ghost. I'm adding that to my bucket list. It says that you shouldn't because they can turn into red ghosts under certain circumstances. I feel like everything in that book wants to kill you somehow. Liam wrote it. Exactly my point. Aww. No Ryan getting humbled by Patrice. Sad. Sad. I'm sad now. Except not really, because I don't really care. I do, but I don't. No Patrice humbling Ryan. The campsite was in sight, so I put the book back into the bag and waited for Ryan to stop the car to let us out. I was hit with a strange smell the moment I stepped out, something I couldn't quite define. You gotta walk through that forest, huh? It's an awkward trail, very easy to lose your footing and hurt yourself.
Stay close to Dylan then. He can easily hold you.
That got me thinking about all the possible scenarios, and I came to the conclusion that Dylan wouldn't save anyone. Or if he truly tried, he'd reach for any part of your body within grab range, making the rescue look awkward and uncomfortable. Somehow I feel safer alone. I also don't feel like tripping tonight. Just watch where you step, you'll be fine. Shut up, Russell. We walked through the main path and reached the old campfire site. This place felt nostalgic for some reason. It's only been one day, yet it didn't feel like that at all. I wanted to go back to that night. Everyone looked so much happier then, didn't they?
Okay, get closer now. I'd rather not lose any of you before reaching our destination.
The bushes and leaves rustled as he pushed them out of the way to make space for us. First, my nose could barely pick up that strange odor, but now it was growing stronger and more present. I had no idea what it was, but I personally didn't like it. It was something I've never smelled before. Are you counting how many times I tell Russell to shut the fuck up? Cats, are you seriously counting the amount of times I tell Russell to shut up? Because if so... okay. I had no idea what it was, but I personally didn't like it. It was something I've never smelled before. Can you smell that? I'm sure you smell it too.
I do, but you don't want to know what it is.
How bad are we talking about?
On the disgusting scale, that's almost at the top.
I managed to get through the forest without slipping this time around. The old rusty gate was just a few steps away, so we took a small break to rest and gather up. Blake and I approached Clyde as he was the one struggling the most. All good? I'm managing. Ryan and Patrice are being quite helpful and patient with me, and I appreciate that. You barely needed any help, just good advice on the best train to step on. Have you done this before? Sometimes I invite Ryan on to small hikes on the weekends. He never turns me down because I offer him lunch afterwards. It's important to keep my body moving because I eat a lot. They continued chatting. My eyes went to Liam and Dylan being further away from us while staying in close proximity. Dylan was holding his nose just like I was before. He must have been feeling it as well.
You guys done catching your breath? Let's get inside already.
Liam was growing impatient just like last time. It was the only occasion where I've ever seen him truly upset. The castle's towers were now fully visible as we got closer to the main entrance. I remembered that old fountain full of debris, built exactly in the middle of what could have been a small plaza in the past. We walked through, ignoring everything around us to get inside. My body shivered when a chilling wind began blowing against us, almost trying to push us in. It wasn't raining, at least. Liam pushed the door open, making us hear that awful creaking noise again. A putrid, disgusting smell welcomed me when I stepped into the lounge. It was unbearable. So strong and pungent I was tearing up, and breathing through my shirt did nothing. Dylan began cursing out loud, only for a sudden coughing to stop him. This is bad! The atmosphere. This place wasn't the same anymore. I could tell something happened here while we were gone. What was that smell? I'd never smelled something so rancid before. It's like rotting? Expired food? Nope, that would never be so powerful. You okay? Why are you holding your shirt like that? You don't feel it? What? Oh yeah, by the way, I'm going to be splitting this into 2 streams. So, yeah. I glanced over my friends and realized that not everyone was affected. It was impossible to ignore even if you tried. I didn't know ghosts had an odor.
This shit is going to make my nose bleed.
Is this one of those things normal people can't sense? I'm content with not knowing. Then describe it to me.
Of course I don't smell. This is...
Liam held his tongue, uncertain about revealing that information. The ground's moving? An earthquake? Everyone out, now!
Wait, don't leave!
Liam tried to keep the group close to him, but that didn't make sense. It wasn't safe for us to stay inside, not until the shaking had stopped. It started weak, but slowly built its way up to a strong, violent movement, the kind that wouldn't let you walk without tripping. I don't wanna die! Patrice was horrified, and before anyone could get out, shoved us out of the way to attempt to leave first. He had worked so hard not to panic, but nothing could have prepared him for natural calamity. Another person, faster than Patrice and agile enough to not lose balance, sprinted past all of us and tackled the tiger down.
Stay the fuck here!
Dylan was now sitting on top of Patrice and yelled at us while blocking the way. I was confused and concerned. This wasn't the time to argue, but he was keeping us from leaving, sending glares our way.
What are you doing? If this place collapses, we're going to die.
The tiger begged and cried from below, unable to set himself free, causing Ryan to take action. That's enough! Let him go, we can't stay here. My head also began throbbing. The earthquake and the infighting wasn't enough, apparently. Rocks began falling outside near the entrance, where Patrice would have been. That quickly turned into a rock slide that ended with a giant boulder crashing in front of the door, locking us in. A massive wave of dust and sand formed upon impact, creating a wall of smoke that decreased our visibility. I could barely even see myself, but that didn't matter. I was hoping the others were unharmed. Is everyone okay? I could hear Patrice's crying voice even before Ryan yelled. We all gathered around Patrice and felt relieved upon seeing them all safe and sound. That was it. The earthquake stopped. Everything was quiet again, and we all watched in horror at the end result.
Shut up!
What are you talking about? That was a coincidence, wasn't it? Please, nobody can artificially cause an earthquake.
I don't expect you to believe everything I'm saying, but at least understand that this place isn't the same as yesterday. You can feel that, right?
I was afraid to admit it.
Look around the lounge, see if you can figure it out.
What is he talking about? Try not to listen. I don't want you to have another episode. Something different about the lounge itself? It was hard to tell now with this dust cloud around us. You liar! Cats, you're a liar, pants on fire. I hit X I'm hitting X on the keyboard. What do I need to do? Grab a fucking controller to see the map? Just kidding. Clyde is the bitch. He's not a bitch, he's the bitch. I couldn't tell now with the dust cloud surrounding us. I took Liam's book from the bag and compared the current room with the map. Wait, the layout, has it changed? Ryan took it from my hands to see for himself. It's just a drawing, surely it's not too different from... Okay, are you guys remembering it right? Because if we trust the map, then... Or are you trying to say the walls moved and changed positions? Of course not! But how can we explain this? We just went through a fairly strong earthquake. The map isn't reliable anymore. Russell walked up to the boulder and pushed. Maybe we can just move it out of the way. Let me try. Damn it, cats. Be careful. We can't see if there's more than one you could get hurt. The two combined their strength, but the rock didn't budge an inch from where it landed. It's stuck. Liam rolled his eyes, approached Patrice, and helped him up.
Can you walk on your own?
I guess so.
Let's find that safe room and have them stay there for now.
Sure, better than seeing them on the floor. It could be anywhere. I'd rather wait here until you find it.
I do know where it is now.
You said you were unsure.
That was before the earthquake and before the room layout suddenly changed. A safe room is not affected by any of this, and I remembered one unexplored hallway that's somehow still accurate to my map. Nobody went that way, but if the hallway hasn't changed, that means it's very close. Follow me.
We moved after Liam into the dark corridor and noticed the increased level of neglect in this hallway. This feels different. Blake matched his pace with me and chimed in. It doesn't feel natural. Look underneath the rocks. I wasn't sure what he meant, so I rolled over a couple of pieces of debris we found on the way and realized the truth behind his words. There's dust both underneath and on top of the rock. Yes, it doesn't make sense. How? That's impossible. The answer to your question would be that they weren't touching the floor, and at some point these pieces of debris were located somewhere else. Even the smallest pieces? That's... meaningless? A waste of time? Oh, absolutely. Was there a remote possibility of this being engineered, but you'd leave some sort of clue behind, I think? If that was the case, though, why? What's the point of doing something like this? To preserve the original decay? I felt stuck. It seemed like such a meaningless thing to do, and yet the proof was right there in front of my eyes. I saw the others attempt to open some of the doors while Liam kept walking straight ahead. Didn't know they were all locked without checking first. I guess I did tell him that. This is the same situation again. Expand on that. We're following a path someone else made for us, like it's on purpose.
Some doors are just for show, most likely fake to create hesitation and anxiety.
I feel none of that. You can take your time and inspect everything.
You're not being chased yet.
Chased? Did you fucking say chased? I am absolutely not leaving this room once we get there.
Good to hear, 'cause it's here.
Those doors at the end of the hallway led to the dining room, no doubt about it. They effortlessly spread open for all of us, and Liam stepped inside first. Or that's what I thought would happen. He instead stopped on the border between the two, staring at something up ahead. I could see a faint light through the gaps, but I couldn't make it out until I got closer. Some candles were sitting on that table, giving a nice warm light to the dark environment around us. On any other occasion, I would have liked to see this because I like candles. But here, if none of us did that, then there's only one possible explanation. We should leave. If someone else is here, things should get difficult to handle.
Get inside. Let's sit down and discuss this.
You're really testing my patience here. We did as he asked and fully entered the room. I went to the candles right away and noticed one in particular giving a soft blue light instead of orange like the others. They were nice, comforting, and giving off a positive energy, but the frightening question behind their existence remained. Fuck. Clyde walked up to me, gave the candles a brief look, and then covered his mouth to hold in a gasp. 8. There are 8 candles! They were scattered across the table, so it didn't hit me right away, but it's true. Exactly 8. The same as us.
They're welcoming us. What's the problem?
I didn't like that at all. Who is welcoming us? How could he smile at me like that after saying something so creepy? Did you put these here? Liam raised a brow and laughed at the question.
Of course I did. I came here alone before you guys and prepared these candles in advance to give you a little fright. Such a jokester I am!
Dude, that's a legit question. You can just say no.
Forgive me if it gets on my nerves when everyone sees something strange and always points their fucking finger at me.
This exploration is getting worse by the second. We need to find another way out as soon as possible.
I'd recommend you stay here and wait for us to return, but I have a feeling you wouldn't listen to my advice.
Neither you nor Dylan would give priority to Clyde and Patrice, and don't try telling me you will.
Doing my job will also help you, you know.
Guys, enough arguing. I know that these unexpected events have placed us all on edge, but we have to work together. We can assign different jobs to each pair. Would that make it easier for you?
I'd rather have you all wait here.
I refuse. Russell and I will search for a way out so you can do whatever job you came here for.
There is no way out.
The main entrance might be unavailable, but I believe climbing through a window should be possible. You even gave us the equipment for it.
I give up. Hope you're a fast hiker at least.
I'm growing tired of hearing you talk. Meeting when?
1 hour from now in this room.
Dylan promptly left the room, forcing Blake to hurry along. Stay safe. Are you sure about this, Joel? Wouldn't it be better if you waited in this room with everyone else? Or you could come with me instead. Russell wouldn't mind. Ryan. Just let me hear what he's thinking. Russell won't appreciate being ditched like that. That's not true. He understands that I'm only doing what's best for you. Ryan, baby. Russell absolutely deserves to be ditched. He was going to get you in trouble.
I have to get started. Either turn him down or do what he says. Stop stalling.
You people are the worst sometimes. Listen, tonight isn't a good night. You know I've made plans with Liam, and I don't like canceling at the last second. Fine. Do what you want. Okay, Ryan, please, shut the ever-loving fuck up. You know what you're doing? That's called manipulation. And what is manipulation? Say it with me, class. Manipulation is toxic. You're being toxic, Ryan. And Russell, shut the fuck up. It should be illegal for you to open up your mouth. Fine, do what you want. Russell gave me an understanding look. I would feel bad too. Keep an eye on Ryan for me, will you?
I thought you'd give in to his demands.
I'm trying to stand my ground more. Is everything going to be alright?
I'll make sure of it.
I watched Liam shuffle through his bag, shoving his hand to the bottom until a bottle filled with a clear liquid came up to the surface.
I need to hold this for a second for me.
I grabbed the bottle and gently shook it. It was just plain water inside. Liam motioned me to follow and we left the room. Blink seemed to be assembling something as he pulled component after component from the bag he carried. Then he sat on the floor to focus on whatever it was. Because he commit Joel crimes. Russell commit Joel crimes, which is punishable by life in prison. Even if it's in another timeline. The Link seemed to be assembling... Yeah, I already read that. Then he sat on the floor to focus on whatever it was. At first glance, I couldn't picture it until a quiver showed up.
I need you to dose my arrows with that water I gave you.
I was confused as to why coating arrows with plain water was going to help us, but I obliged him nonetheless. What are these for? Can you fight ghosts with it? Liam held the crossbow up to his shoulder and aimed it toward a non-existent target at the end of the hall. I could not believe that he managed to assemble the whole thing in just minutes.
My crossbow isn't enough to destroy a ghost. Not by itself, at least.
Is it supposed to slow them down or something? You did ask me to coat your arrows.
Nope, I can kill a ghost. The problem is that their weak spot needs to be exposed.
Is it too late for me to say that I'm against killing? Liam attached the crossbow to his arm with leather straps. That way he didn't have to bother holding it.
You'll have to come to terms with it. You want your friends to die instead?
Obviously I would pick my friends first, but it's not a fair choice. This crossbow looked small. If I were to get hit, would that arrow even break the skin? It would leave a bruise for sure, maybe a cut.
If only I could fight them the way Dylan does. I would need to undergo so much prep.
He moved his bag to me to get more space.
Alright, I think I'm ready now.
Is this a normal thing for mediums?
No, is my style.
He stood up, tinkered with the weapon, and pointed his arm to the wall. With no warning, the bolt fired by Liam whistled in the air before hitting the wall and falling to the ground with a metallic clang. Holy shit, careful how you point that thing! Liam walked up to the wall and picked up the bolt.
Alright, everything's in order. Ready to see me in action?
He sounded giddy and excited. I didn't share the same sentiment.
Hold up. Don't move.
He stopped me from crossing into the lounge. What now?
That hallway is probably considered part of the safe room. Stay there. I need to do some testing.
Why am I the only one staying inside the hallway then?
Because it'll be a hassle having to keep an eye on you as well.
Must be something I can help you with.
Not yet. I told you that I would show you what this job is about first.
Liam started rummaging through his pockets with his back turned toward me.
Choose a number for me.
I could hear a shuffling sound. Was he playing with me again? Is that a deck of cards?
Tarot cards.
Those are meant to read the fortune, right? One, I guess. Liam giggled after looking at the card and returned the whole deck to his pocket. My head began pounding before I could ask for an explanation. It was so sudden, and it was the exact type of migraine that I felt the night before.
Hang in there. I'll try to clear them as fast as I can.
He reloaded his crossbow and aimed toward the end of the hall while I struggled with the piercing pain. Something was actively hurting me, trying to get in my head. I love how smug he is. I fucking love how smug Liam is. He's such a smug dork. I mean, look at him. That smug face. That overconfident face. Is it any wonder why I love La Critora? Not nearly as much as Ryan. But still, he's so silly. He's so silly. I love him. Something was actively hurting me, trying to get in my head.
He's about to show himself. You don't want to miss this.
The ghost? I didn't like the idea of my head alerting me this way every time a wild ghost appeared. Oh, hi! My eyes widened when I saw a shining red outline standing in front of Liam. The ghost was floating above the ground, its silhouette vaguely resembling that of a person. Its outline was blurred, slowly disintegrating into the air. I could feel his anger with my whole body. It quickly filled every crevice of the hall with unease. The source of my headache was coming from that ghost. It was unclear to me whether this was on purpose or not. So there I was, soaking in that negativity, absorbing it all like a sponge. Die! His emotions were leaking out. I wanted to stop. I couldn't handle this anymore. Liam, please do something. Why wasn't he aiming his crossbow at it?
Just you? Come on, don't make me waste ammo for a single ghost.
Was he trying to gather them all up? Fuck! I was struggling with just one. Then I noticed him holding it with his free hand a round grenade with rope hanging from the top.
Guess what we'll do as a test drive for Joel.
I couldn't believe that he was carrying explosives. Wasn't it just going to phase through the ghost? The fuse wasn't lit either. How's he planning to trigger it? Isn't the blast going to hit us too? I couldn't voice any concerns though, with the pain now creeping down my throat. The bomb traveled in the air and exploded on impact, with the sound definitely loud enough for the other groups to hear. The ghost was nowhere to be seen. Something slowly rolled along the floor toward Liam. Lynx grinned, pointed his crossbow at his feet, and shot one bolt straight down into the ominous object. My headache vanished completely.
If something has a physical body, it can be killed.
He faced me, satisfied with the little show he put up for me.
Now you can ask me questions. It's easier to explain after watching, I assume.
Oh, hiya! Welcome! Oh shit, is that you, Star? Oh shit, it's been a minute. Oh shit, and Sam. Shit, it's been a minute. Yeah, it's been a while. Welcome back. Now I'm nervous. Yeah, it's been a while. Why did I react that way if I could not move or speak and it felt like my head was going to explode? Ah! He rolled his eyes in response.
You were supposed to ask me about how I defeated the ghost. It's most likely your seal. You wouldn't feel so overwhelmed without it.
What was the point of having it then? I needed to find a way to get rid of it. I don't want to be dead weight.
Drink the water I gave you then. That should temporarily solve the issue.
That plain water from before, did it have vitamins or something? Why would Liam want me to coat the bolts with medicine?
I'm going to do a bigger call now. See if you can figure it out this time.
The room felt colder. The temperature dropped low enough for my breath to condense into puffs of mist. I felt something shifting, converging into one location, gathering around Liam. My eyes couldn't see it, but my body did. It made the fur on my neck stand, an uncomfortable feeling that bothered me greatly. I wasn't experienced enough to understand why. Could Liam handle it alone? Oh, fuck. I screamed in pain at the ghostly presence approaching us. I felt my lungs burning. The oxygen I was inhaling felt like fire. With my shaky hands, I managed to open the bottle Liam gave me and tip the contents into my mouth, spilling some on the ground. The relief was almost instant. Oh, those are ghosts! Bye, Liam. It was nice knowing you. I hate you! Why me? Their words were short, sometimes incoherent. Nothing that could push past a couple of words. All 5 were red ghosts. This couldn't be a coincidence. Can you handle this? Liam laughed as he grabbed a second bomb from his hoodie.
I am theory crafting.
All the ghosts charged at Liam, who backed into the hallway. The ghosts stopped in their tracks to glare at me. I watched Liam play with another grenade. It didn't harm us last time, but now that the target was closer, Liam walked deeper in to get more distance. I sure hoped he didn't think about tossing that without warning me first. Then he ran as fast as he could in a straight line toward the ghosts, only for him to slide underneath them to get past the whole group. They didn't hesitate to go after him, and now that Liam was giving me a clearer view, he used the bomb. This sound was familiar, but I still could not put my finger on it. Wait! I've heard this before! Ryan's uncle had this machine to fill car tires with pressurized air. That's it! It was a custom-made grenade, but how? 4 metallic bangs echoed around the empty hallway. The strange white orbs landed on the floor when Liam blew those ghosts up. Perfectly round, shiny spheres. Those were white pearls. My mom used to wear a necklace with similar things. Liam was fast to act. I watched him shoot, reload, and shoot again as he reached for more ammo from his quiver.
That's 5 ghosts killed, but I should get rid of some more just to be on the safe side.
So basically you forced them to expose their weak spot.
Which is their core, not just a weak spot. You got it, though.
And I'm guessing you have to use your crossbow to break the core.
In my case, yes.
And why are you luring the ghosts here instead of trying to avoid them?
I'm increasing everyone's survival rate by luring all the bad ghosts to me.
That made sense. I just didn't expect him to genuinely care. You were doing something weird earlier. I can't put it into words, but my body felt uncomfortable. And I don't know, it felt wrong somehow. Something tells me you shouldn't do that. Liam stopped when he heard my comment.
You felt it?
How could I not? Was I not supposed to?
You have a seal, you shouldn't be able to feel the flow of my soul.
It felt very similar to what the ghosts were producing, but refined in a way.
Everyone has a soul. Ghosts are souls that have lost their bodies. And we, as mediums, can use our own as a tool.
Isn't that dangerous using your soul like that?
We do have limitations, but the soul recharges on its own.
Like mana from video games.
I am so glad you caught on quickly.
But then, why can't I shake off this feeling?
Would you like to guess what a soul is made of?
There's no way I can guess that.
You've seen it. Imagine that red ghost I killed earlier. You wouldn't be too far off from imagining what yours looks like.
His soul shifted again and I understood what he was planning.
You can think about it while I finish clearing up whatever's left.
Were they tangible in some way? They didn't seem to have any real consistency since their whole thing was being ethereal. Smoke was the closest element that would come to mind, but Liam wouldn't need to carry bombs in that case. They were somewhat shiny, emitting their own light of some kind. I did believe they could hurt me though I did believe they could hurt me through just their presence, but I wasn't convinced. Just water couldn't defend me like that. Staying hydrated might have been important, but this wasn't the case. Okay, Star, I genuinely thought that if anyone understood what was going on, it would be you. I genuinely thought that if anyone understood what was going on, it'd be you. So basically, they're in a haunted castle, and some fucky-wucky stuff happened. The castle shifted around because it's haunted. And Liam is... They're mediums. They're mediums. They can see ghosts. And, that's about it. There's ghosts. just water couldn't... And that... I'm pretty sure that's holy water. I heard another air grenade go off in the distance. Liam was now walking back to me. I was not ready to answer yet.
This should buy everyone plenty of time.
He looked my way and I shrugged. Sorry, I don't know.
You should always shoot your shot. Being afraid of failure is useless.
No. I'm not.
Anyway, the answer is, you're made of pure emotions that get distorted over time.
Shit, that explains why I could feel their feelings.
They have no physical form, so they're constantly leaking out.
I sensed another ghostly presence, one that Liam didn't call himself. He didn't do that whole soul collie thingy this time. Why did you return? I don't know. Star, Sam, when would you guys be willing to do that again? To do another chord progression stream? Because I can set it up. Not tonight. Not tonight. Why did you return? I felt it whispering right into my ears, their cold breath hitting my neck and riling my fur up.
Who's there?
Liam readied himself for another fight while I struggled to identify the source. His voice bounced all over the lounge, almost as if the walls themselves were speaking. You will regret this. Then the room fell quiet again. Was that another ghost? Liam didn't answer, still focusing on that voice, but it was gone.
This mission might take longer than expected.
Because of that voice we heard? It did feel different. The ghosts Liam killed didn't speak in proper sentences. Here's what I'll do. Sam, I don't know which Discord thing to send it to. I'll send you an invite to the server. It's pure chaos in there, and we'll figure out plans there. It did feel different. The ghost Liam killed didn't speak in proper sentences.
What do you think?
I wasn't really into the fighting part. I think I need to see more.
Then it's time to get moving.
I wanted to see something else, maybe a ghost that could be reasoned with. Liam walked closer to the staircase, touched the handrail and closed his eyes. We're going to stop a bit. We're going to stop a bit for the ad. Want to break from the ads? Do your no ads dance. Ah shit, did Bug get killed? Okay then. Woo! I wondered if he was going to do it again, but this action didn't make me feel any discomfort. He was doing something shady behind my back.
We're going upstairs again.
What's your plan? Are we looking for your sister first or breaking the curse?
I'm hoping to find her on the way, but I need to focus on assisting Dylan.
I don't understand what caused this castle to change so much.
Something was preventing the curse from activating. That's all I know.
We kept climbing for a while, and I noticed that he didn't bother checking our surroundings.
There's the 5th floor, right?
I think so. I wasn't counting. It didn't seem important to me.
We're almost there.
That worried me. How do you know? I thought you didn't know the layout anymore.
I don't. You'll understand the moment you meet him.
I'm sorry. It shocked me how every hallway looked the same. If I didn't know any better, I'd say we were moving in place. Another headache came to me as we walked further inside. It was weaker than before, thanks to the water Liam gave me, but I could feel something else. There was a lot of sadness imbued in his pain. Damien, thank you for the gifted sub. A lot of sadness imbued in this pain.
There he is.
Ah, shit, it's a ghost. A blue silhouette aimlessly floated toward us.
I need your help. Can I have your attention for a moment?
The ghost continued to move, ignoring Liam's question. Lynx caught up to him and blocked his way, hoping to get a response.
Hey, I'm talking to you!
The ghost phased right through him, leaving Liam shivering. I hoped that wouldn't happen to me either.
Joel, try saying something yourself.
I dodged out of the ghost's way. I don't even know what you want from him.
He can pinpoint me toward a room that leads to the curse's core.
The ghost froze in place. Oh, maybe that worked. Spare me. Something stirred inside the ghost's face. I think you scared him off. Liam turned to look at me, but his gaze lingered somewhere behind me. I could feel it too. The pain grew in intensity as the presence drew closer. This was the strongest one I had felt today. Liam took out the terror deck again, read the first card, and smiled at me.
Help me raise this thing.
Liam pointed toward a cabinet that had been rotting on the floor for God knows how long. The greenish wood squeaked while we tried to position the cabinet straight up. A bit heavy, but we did it. The cabinet was big enough to fit the two of us, though it might be a tight fit. We would have to— oh no, please don't do what I'm thinking. Liam swung the door open, turned his face away from all the dust trying to escape the coffin, and walked in.
Hurry, we gotta stay hidden.
I raised a brow in confusion. Wouldn't we be better off running away? This cabinet looked so unnatural, standing here in the middle of nowhere, practically begging for someone to open it. Alright. We're gonna leave off here tonight. Just go ahead and save. Mr. Fridge! Ah! Ugh! Fuck. Well. Yep. Give me a minute. Stay safe, have a good night, and I will see you all tomorrow.